Good homies. We are live from sunny South Central Los Angeles, California. And as always, I am Mark, and I'm a recovering codependent narcissist. Today, I want to talk about anger, specifically anger and forgiveness, because I have a lot of anger. Honestly, I do. And I'm just coming to this realization. I'm angry at so many things. I'm angry that my life isn't exactly how I want it. I'm angry that sometimes I feel life is a struggle. I'm angry that I'm not in a healthy, supportive, romantic relationship. I'm angry that I don't experience the total abundance that the universe has to offer. I'm angry at so many things. I'm angry at so many people that I think have wronged me. I'm angry at events that didn't go the way that I wanted or wished. I'm angry that I'm angry because most of all, I'm angry at myself. I'm angry at all of these situations that I've put myself in. Do I believe in a higher power? Yes. Do I believe that I reincarnated into this body to learn lessons, specific lessons, which allow me to grow and transcend being human? Because at the core of what I really am is a spiritual being having a human experience. Do I believe that? Yes. Do I believe that I chose this reincarnation to give me these opportunities to transcend self to becoming my higher self? Yeah, I do. Then what or whom or who, I'm not really sure, to what or to whom am I angry at? I know that other people or events or situations don't make me angry. I know that I choose to be angry. So I'm angry at myself for making choices. I'm angry at myself for doing my best. And to be angry at myself for doing my best and just making choices, the best choices I know how to make, if I'm angry at myself, this is dysfunctional. This is so dysfunctional, and it needs to stop because I'm donezo living this completely dysfunctional way of life. Over it, son. Anger is a new emotion for me. Or I guess better said, it's an emotion that only now am I able to give a name to. Before I would only know anger because I used to be really passive aggressive, honestly. And being passive aggressive towards others when maybe anger is the best emotion or maybe another emotion is better to use. But being passive aggressive is a hallmark of dysfunction for sure, man. But I thought this was a normal way of living life. I thought this was a normal experience because, you know, that is the only way that I had experienced life in this life packet, in this experience of mine. Um, but now, you know, I'm realizing that being passive aggressive is a fucking red flag for dysfunctional living. So I'm allowing myself to be angry. Um, and the reason that this is hard for me is because I'd always considered anger to be a very bad or shameful emotion. And the reason for this, the why, is that my mom was a rager, man. She was such a rageaholic. Rage was her mood altering. Rage was her weed. Rage was her, you know, alcohol. Rage was her gambling addiction. My mom was a yeller, a screamer. My mom was physically abusive. My mom publicly embarrassed and shamed me. She thought, I don't know, maybe it was funny or a way to teach me a lesson. So I always had a fear of setting off my mom's anger. So I grew up walking around on eggshells, hoping to never trigger this rage. Um, because I really thought that I was the reason for this anger. I thought that I was the reason for this rage. I thought that it was my fault. So I learned early on that, you know, anger was bad. Anger hurt. Anger caused me physical pain, emotional pain, shame. And that if I were to get angry myself, maybe I would have these these same things. Maybe I would trigger myself into doing the same things to myself. I was never allowed to get angry at my parents. You know, my the unwritten law of my childhood was do what I say, not what I do. I mean, that's so dysfunctional because it creates cognitive dissonance. It does this because human children learn through watching and doing. You know, human children are sponges. Think about a baby learning to walk. You know, how do babies learn how to walk? They observe their environment and learn. So I was not allowed to experience anger at my parents. It was painful. You know, it was a painful and shameful emotion that even if I did experience anger towards my parents, that could trigger more anger towards me. That could trigger more pain, more shame. So if I were to experience anger, I wasn't going to let other people see it or acknowledge it. And that's how you become passive aggressive. Because that anger, if you don't let it go, it stays inside of you. It doesn't go away. The problem with not being able to experience anger is that it'll shut down your other emotions because you're not able to properly experience this emotion in a healthy way. You know, anger is a real emotion that we as humans are totally allowed to feel. Normal feeling, anger. And the reason we need to feel anger, the reason we need this experience is because anger leads to forgiveness. Underline that, bold with a highlighter, that shit. Forgiveness. Learning how to forgive ourselves and others is a huge, huge skill to learn. I mean, that's huge on your way to a spiritual awakening. Forgiveness, that's like key, suckers. So key. When we're not allowed to experience anger, we can never forgive. Unlike passive aggressiveness, which we never really think of as anger, it's kind of just dysfunctional. Most people never get to the forgiveness aspect of being passive aggressive. It's fucked up. You know, forgiveness is the mother loving key, one of the keys of being alive. Forgiveness is one of the most loving acts we can give ourselves and humans. Honestly, when I forgive, I can let go. Finally, I can let go. When I forgive, I can begin that road to recovery, my road to recovery, my specific journey to recovery. When I forgive, I can heal. I can heal myself. So I forgive myself. I forgive myself for being angry at myself. I forgive myself for being angry at others, the universe, God, situations, lessons, people, places, things. I forgive myself for all of these things because I no longer want to feel the shame of not being able to feel honest emotions. When I'm emotionally dishonest with myself, my whole life is fucked up, honestly. One of the keys of my recovery is becoming emotionally healthy with myself, emotionally honest with myself. That's Most people aren't doing that shit. Not yet. Soon, very soon. So I forgive myself. I want to be able to feel and experience honest emotions so that I can deal with them in a healthy manner and release myself from my own sense of shame. To release myself from my toxic shame, man. I'm tired of that shit, homies. Tired of that shit. I'm close, man. I'm so close to. You have no idea what I'm close to, do you? So close. I got like one big quest left, I think. And then, I don't know, homies. I'll be experiencing life as on a much different level very soon. Because in doing all these steps, going all the way, like I keep saying, going all the way, suckers, is really all the way to becoming unconditionally loving. It's all the way to having a spiritual awakening or a soul reckoning or whatever it is you want to call it. This is the time in human experience when people are going to be having these experiences and awakenings. If you're very intuitive, you can already begin to feel this shift happening. It's going to happen in our lifetimes. Imagine 50 years and children could be living in an unconditionally loving world. It's totally possible. With the internet, first time in human history that we've had the infrastructure to do this. You know, this information age that we live in now is going to be awesome. It's going to be better than we can ever expect it. But it starts with ourselves. You know, it starts with us coming to some realizations about ourselves and having our own spiritual awakening. And you do that by figuring out and speaking your own truth. So I hope in detailing how I'm getting there or how I'm trying to get there, how I try to live my life and change who I am at my core, I hope this gives you courage to do the same yourself. Because really the trick is, it's about being different. Gandhi said it, be the change. The emphasis is on be. Be the change. Don't act the change. That's not going to help anything. You got to be it. And that takes changing who you are, letting go of really who you are not. So you become who you truly have the potential to be. And acting your way there is not going to hack it in this lifetime. You got to be it. So if you find this message, I want you to know that you're on the path to this grand adventure inside of yourself that will one day lead to this spiritual awakening. And I know I'm close because I've been hanging out with two people. I know 3 people have gone through it. 2 people in my immediate life that I see pretty frequently, and being around them inspires me beyond, man. They're different, you know it. Hard to explain until you meet them, but maybe we'll have them on the show. That'll be fun. So I know that my external environment is a reflection of my internal environment. So knowing that I'm connecting with my heart more, my external environment has these people show up in my life. You know, law of attraction is a real thing. Real thing. So I just want to send you encouragement that it's doable. It's possible to find your own path, to find your own in truth. It's all inside of you. And I just want to give you the courage to do the same thing. It's totally possible. And we need more people to make this like consciousness shift really awesome for everybody. We need as many people as we can get. So no pressure. You know, it's not a race. Do it in your own time. But just want to let you know that I'm sending love to whoever is listening to this. And just want to say you totally rock. Totally rock. So thank you for letting me share all of this. And thank you, as always, for letting me be of service. Later.